Hello everybody, welcome back to the Young Fan Podcast and welcome to another match reaction for Oxford United. They hosted Sunderland in what felt like a must-win game for Oxford United, in what felt like a bit of a playoff six-pointer in EFL League One, and it ends in defeat. Oxford lose 2-1. How do I feel? I'm going to, of course, digest the game, break it down. I want to hear from you in the comments down below as well. Sunderland fans, Oxford fans, I'm sure we'll have a mix of both supporters. Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like and subscribe as well. Having our roundup for all of the games across this weekend. That'll be coming out tomorrow. But how do I feel now after that result? Exactly like I did when the full-time whistle went, really. Absolutely gutted. And it's so frustrating. But I want to emphasise one thing. It's not today... today hasn't out, but it's not just today that's cost Oxford United this season. It's not just today's performance, which wasn't awful, but wasn't great. But it's not just today's result that's cost Oxford United season at all. It's the last three. It's the last three games. It's Morecambe on Tuesday, and it's Plymouth a week ago. When it matters, this Oxford United side, unfortunately, have crumbled under pressure. When it matters most... when this Oxford United side really, really needed to just get a grip. It sounds horrible, but really sort of get hold of games, get hold of moments. This Oxford United side felt like they weren't really up for the challenge. And that hurts. It really, really hurts because I felt they could be. I felt like they could be. And I've said the entire season, this Oxford United side feel a little bit different than they have done, especially the previous two seasons. I've come on here, we've beaten Portsmouth 3-2, and we've beaten Sheffield Wednesday 3-2, and we've had lots of those games. But why is it now, this run, it's an awful time to tie a bad run, by the way, a run into the season, when it's this close, you're losing 3 games on the trot. And it hurts more because I felt like this team really could do it. And they've proven, unfortunately, when it really matters, the business end, the crunch time, however you want to call it, they haven't been able to deliver. A lot of things have cost us. These last three results have cost us. Defensively, they've cost us. Not taking chances, not taking advantage of moments in games, not taking advantage of being on the front foot in games. Thought today we didn't create enough chances either, and that's another real concern for me, because I think one thing you can say about Oxford United, it's if you don't score goals, at least they're going to create a chance. At least if you miss that chance, they'll create another one. You know, another one will come. But I said it against Plymouth as well. That didn't happen. Again, that didn't happen today. Yes, we had chance. I'm not saying we didn't have any chance at all. We scored 1 goal. We had a really big chance in the second half. Kieran Brown provides a really, really good header. Anthony Patterson saves it. But we didn't really look like there was going to be that next huge wave, that next big wave where you went, this is the big chance, this is going to be the moment. It didn't feel like that, and that's so frustrating. Didn't really feel like that, other than the world-class save that Morecambe goalkeeper pulled out on Tuesday. And after that, it just sort of like there wasn't that last minute go at it, if you like. Against Plymouth, first half there was a real wave of attack. Second half, flat. When it really matters, with 3 games that certainly have cost our season, we just haven't been up to it. These players just haven't really provided that energy. They have provided energy. I take that back. They have provided the energy. They haven't provided the end product, and they haven't made the most of that energy. That's the best way of putting it. They've provided that hard work. I couldn't really say we haven't worked hard. I can't say we haven't provided a high-quality amount of the work rate, of the energy we provide. I don't doubt that, but I do doubt is making the most of that. We can all run around. We can all press. I mean, not all of us can. I don't think I'd struggle. But you know what I'm trying to say? A lot of players can do that. A lot of teams can do that. But what are you going to do in terms of making the most of it? How are you going to make the most of the press, of having the ball at times as well? Controlling the game's all fine. You lose the game 2-1, you don't create another chance when it really matters come the end of the game. What's the whole thing about? Defensively, it's cost us again today. The first goal, really scrappy. It's schoolboy stuff. It's what you say to under 12s when you teach them how to play football. Even a younger age, under 6s, I'd go. When you have a free kick, what you should do straight away is block the free kick. We do the hard bit, really. Stop the free kick, stop the block, and then we don't clear the ball. I mean, the number one rule is get the ball out of play. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing fancy. I'm not asking you to rainbow flicker over the wall and then turn over and score a counter-attacking goal. All I'm asking you to do is when you block the free kick, the most difficult part of it, really, is then get rid of the ball. Don't let it scramble. Don't even give the opposition a chance to hit a shot and then to take a deflection through a couple of legs and go in the back of the net. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Get hold of the ball and clear it. It wasn't like we blocked it, fell straight back to him, and he just hit a 30-yard banger. It wasn't that either. He hit the free kick, it got blocked, and then was a scramble, and then we didn't clear the ball, and they go and score through loads of different legs. I mean, that is, again, so frustrating. I think one thing I will applaud, and not the result, but I will applaud Karl Robinson's interview, if there's any shining light. I mean, every cloud and all that. I mean, it was a decent interview. I think it was very, very honest. And he said, I think he's spot on, we've got to learn from these. We've got to learn from these moments in games. Not necessarily just for ourselves, about the negative side of it, about letting that happen. But also, why can't we try and do that? We had plenty of chances in the second half, and even in the first half as well, where we could have just taken a shot. It doesn't have to be, and it's a direct quote, I think, from Karl Robinson in his post-match interview. It doesn't have to be a beautiful goal every time. It doesn't have to be hitting the post and go in every single time, a top bins belt every single time. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that type of goal. Sometimes what it does need is a little bit of luck. You've got to create that luck. Take a shot, take a punt at it, and it might take a deflection, and it might go in the back of the net. That's exactly what Sunderland did in the first goal. I mean, we gave them the opportunity to hit it twice, and we didn't clear the ball. But that opportunity was provided from them just taking a shot, taking a potential punt with it, and it goes to the back of the net. They benefit from it. I mean, that again is the frustration with me. That again is what we need to go away and we need to learn from. Unfortunately, we're learning from mistakes when only 4 games to go. Unfortunately, we can't learn these mistakes when we're 4 games into the season. We've got to learn it when I think pretty much we're looking at the league table. It's not looking great. It probably is over. I mean, I know we've got 4 games left, and I know Sheffield Wednesday dropped points, I know Wycombe dropped points, but we dropped points as well. At least they got a point out of it. We got nothing. Suddenly got 3. So that's when I come out of it. When you look at the fine margins, and fine margin in football is so important to look at. And again, those fine margins are massive. Defensively, as a whole, back 4. We went back to a back 4 today, by the way. We went from a 3. I think we played a back 4 against Morecambe, didn't we? But then we went a 3 against Plymouth. Played a 3 for a lot of the season, really. And then we're back to a back 4 today. And again, I thought Sam Long had a shocker. I thought Sam Long really didn't play well. I'm going to be honest. I think he got taken off in the end, didn't he, Sam Long? I thought he had a really, really poor game. He struggled, unfortunately, and they've got some really good players. I thought Jack Clark, because he's on loan from Tottenham. I mean, he had Sam Long on toast for a lot of it, especially in that first half. Sam Long really didn't know how to deal with it at times. I thought his pass was a little bit off. And Sam Long's normally Mr. Reliable, isn't he? He's normally Mr. 7 out of 10. Unfortunately, today, Sam Long wasn't that. And in a game where we really needed him to be like that, he wasn't. And that's what's annoying. I look at the other players as well, players you look to rely on, the players that we look and that we go, in a massive game like this, in what holds so much potential for this football club, these are players we can rely on. We've got Elliott Moore back, our captain, a big bonus. Karen Brannagan came back as well, big bonus. And the players you really thought you could go, they're going to get all of this game, they're going to get these boys going. Unfortunately, they didn't really do that. And, that's another factor as to why it didn't really go Oxford Utd's way today. Did we have our chance in the game? We did. We had moments, but not enough for me. Not enough. I thought on the turnover we weren't good enough. I thought Sunderland did really, really well. Their goal on the counter-attack. And defensively, again, just not good enough. Defensive, again, it just costs us, doesn't it? And there's so many times this season, and everyone goes, I mean, I want to have a little look. How many goals have we conceded this season? Our goal difference is plus 22, I think it is. We've conceded 54 goals. 54. Is that the most in the league? I mean, I presume it's not. I mean, I mean the top. I mean, out of the lot. I mean, I don't think we're going to be good with Crew have considered 78. But it's the most out of every team above us, and out of every team above. I mean, from 11 upwards, we've conceded the most amount of goals. Yes, we've scored 76, which I think is the most amount of goals, but we've conceded the most as well, and that's why our goal difference is good. But when you rely on winning games 3-2, and when you rely on winning games 4-2 and 5-1, and these different scorelines, mainly 3-2 is the best example. What happens when the goals do dry up? What happens when you don't score another goal? What happens when you only do score 1, but then you concede 2? You lose the game. You lose the game of football, and that again has cost us again. I mean, the second goal is poor again. I mean, how many times this season have we seen? I mean, Ipswich did it again. Ipswich did it with Wes Burns on that same side. How many times has it happened where the winger or the wide player has that much room? He has that much room. I'm looking round. I'm going, where's the fullback? Where's the fullback? Oh, he's gone. The fullback's not there. It's like some wizards come on with a magic wand and just disappeared our fullback when we're on the turnover. I mean, I know we talk about counter-attacking goals, but there's got to be someone there. I mean, and there's literally no one there, and that is what's so baffling for me as well. You know, how many times, when's that happened to us? When have we turned around and gone, they literally have no one back? There literally is an open goal, or an open road to a goal. That never happens, because defensively, the teams we played against, especially these top teams, are very, very well organised, they're well structured, they don't allow opposition time, they look really well organised. And again, individually today, our defenders weren't awful. I thought McNally had a half-decent game. I thought Elliott Moore had a half-decent game. Got the goal, obviously. Thought Kieran Brown actually had a really good game as well. But, I mean, ironically, he leads the mistake for the goal where he's just not there. I mean, I have to watch it back. I don't really remember it that well, obviously. We conceded, and it wasn't really one of those moments where I'm sat there analysing it with a bit of pen and paper out. But what I can tell you is how many times this season we've allowed them that much space, and you allow them that free go and that free play and that free turnover, and then they've got to finish it, and they do. And again, that comes down to maturity in defending and as a team, learning from mistakes. And when we look at the bigger picture and we look at the season as a whole, people say it's a waste of a season. It's not a waste of a season. I mean, that's slightly overreacting. It's not a waste of a season. We've had a really good season. We have had a good season. We've had a lot of highs. It's been the first season back for a while. We've had full capacity stadiums back. Another sellout again today. 11,500 people inside a stadium. I mean, great atmosphere. Other than the obvious, it would have been better if we had a few more cheers with goals and we hadn't conceded two. But again, it was a good atmosphere today. You know, and we've had really good moments. I mean, to talk about Portsmouth scoring in the last minute, Sheffield Wednesday scoring in the last minute. These are the moments that Oxford United have been that you almost live for as a football fan. So it's not a waste of a season. Have we blown the season at the business end? Probably. Have as fans we been let down at the business end of the campaign? Probably. Should we expect better at this point in the season? Talk about a proper run-in, an important run-in. Should we be doing better? Should we be timing our bad run, if we're going to have one, at a better time? Obviously. I mean, these are just obvious things, aren't they? But again, you know, we're just not good enough yet. We're not good enough yet. And it hurts me to say it, but sometimes you've got to be honest. And sometimes as football fans, we're not honest. We're not good enough yet to be competing with the top six and talk about a promotion side. I thought we've shown aspects of a very, very good side that could get promoted. We've shown results that are side that should be getting promoted. But when it really matters, we're going to get judged where the points of the proper business end of the campaign. We're not quite there yet. We're not quite there. And right now, it's a real sting. It's a real sucker punch. It really hurts. And it will hurt until we play Fleetwood. And it will probably hurt because I think the season probably is. It probably will hurt until the start of next season. But what we can't sit here and do is go, well, it's been a waste of a season. What an absolute shambles. It might feel like that at the moment, but it hasn't been. We have learnt a lot. And again, I don't want to play Mr. Positive and Mr. Hindsight because I know that frustrates a lot of people. But... And that's why I want to be honest and say as well, I don't think we're ready yet. We're not ready. We're not good enough. We've clearly shown today we're not ready for that. But let's not get silly about it. Let's not go, let's not throw our toys at the pram completely. We've had some really, really good times this season, and we've had some amazing moments. I mean, it's not mathematically over. We're 4 points away from the playoffs. I know, obviously, Sheffield Wednesday, I think they've got a game in hand us, haven't they? And it's Sunderland, of course, have got a game in hand us as well. But... again, it's not over till it's over. Sheffield Wednesday drop points. Wycombe drop points. It hurts more that you see them drop points because you lose the game. But let's just look at it right now. Let's look at these last 3 games. It hasn't been good enough. Let's look at today's game. It wasn't good enough. And let's look at the individual and the team performance of the last 3 games. Haven't really been good enough. I know Karl Robinson said they probably do deserve to get more out of the games. Maybe. I thought the second half of Plymouth, probably not. I thought today, I thought maybe, but we just didn't have their extra edge. We didn't have that extra punch, did we, that they had? And the midway game against Morecambe, they were fighting for their lives. They pull off a worldie in the second half. The goalkeeper does, but you can see 2 goals. You can see 2 sloppy goals as well in that game today. Avoidable errors. The 4 goals we conceded in the last 2 games, and what was the Plymouth goal? I'm trying to remember the Plymouth goal. I mean, the Plymouth goal was good. The Plymouth goal, you can't really argue with it. Let's look at the last 2 games. 4 goals we've conceded in the last 2 games. Both of the ones at Morecambe are avoidable, and the 2 today are avoidable. Get out, clear the ball from a free kick, and be much more organised and be much more in shape on the turnover. Silly. It's frustrating. It hurts. It really does. Let me know what you've got to say in the comments down below. I must say as well, fair play to Sunderland. I thought they were really, really quite professional in the way they went about things. I thought that they didn't look brilliant, really, but then nor did Oxford. I thought it was two sides really that knew how much it meant and probably did have to down tools their performance a little bit. The pressure, I think, was definitely there for both sides. But Sunderland, in the end, they win the game. They score at the big moments. They take their chance when they needed to. And that's what happens. We said it. I'll repeat exactly what I said against Plymouth. This is what happens when you don't really take your chances and they don't take their, and they do take their chances. You lose the game. And again, that's the moral of the story. But yeah, fair play to Sunderland. A bit of a shame I said it 18 minutes into the episode, but I do apologise. But no, I thought they were really, really quite. They were good when it mattered. Unfortunately for Oxford, we weren't. They're on a really good run as well. They got that sort of momentum. What I would say, what's going to hold back Oxford United is that momentum we don't have. Yes, everyone's saying we've got to win 4 games out of 4, whatever, and you've got to get 12 points. Where does that leave us? I get that, obviously. You'd like to think 12 points might get us into the top 6 with a few results going their way. But it's not just as easy as that. You've got to get the momentum now. I mean, Karl said it himself. Those players are devastated. And you can see why I'm devastated. A lot of people and most Oxford United fans are devastated. You've got to pick yourselves up. It's what Karl Robinson is, what these managers get paid for. Pick it up aside them when the morale is low. That's what they've got to do. Can they do it? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to find out on Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Jack. This has been the Unfan Podcast. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Subscribe, leave a like if you haven't already. Remember, Roundup out tomorrow. Until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon. See you in a bit.